This AskReddit user asks, what is something that is cringe unless you're a pro? Rapping. I misread this. Do you want to rape together? I also misraped this. Fighting. Acting. Being a comedian. I watched a guy do some kind of comedy where he called people out in the crowd about what they were wearing and ripping on them. We were in a dark basement of a hotel and he called a guy out in the back for wearing sunglasses. The guy yelled back, "I'm FG blind." It was really weird, but the stand-up just said, "I don't FG care," and kept going. Very awkward. Glad when the main act came on. I mean, I laughed at this story. So couldn't be that bad. Gynecology. It's basically just finger blasting with a lab coat on, right? I find a lot of choreography looks completely awkward unless you're beautiful and you totally own it. Christine and the Queens is an act that I feel is a really fine line between really great and almost hard to watch. X2. X3. Dancing thinking you're good. Like it's fun to dance, anyone can dance no matter, but like those people on the tryouts for dance shows who aren't good. That makes me embarrassed for them. I have a strict rule of never making fun of anyone dancing or singing. If they are in a setting that opens them to criticism, then criticism is fine. But, like a club or karaoke, I'll leave before I criticize or tease 100% of the time. The sad bit is pretty much anyone can look decent enough when dancing, but a lot of people are completely incapable of singing properly. Karaoke is meant to be bad TBF. Dunning-Kruger. I know two people who are the walking embodiment of this. One is a doctor who thinks a weekend of studying will make him an expert in stuff like programming or economics. The other is a fast food worker who thinks he can read a few tech blogs and know how AI or quantum mechanics works and then try and correct articles he found online with his own ideas. Dunning-Kruger affects everyone. Ah yes. Weak people's excuses as to why I'm better at everything than them. Heck. I hardly even try. I see you are a man of culture as well. Magician. Singing. Yoko is apparently a pro. But I cringe whenever I hear her sing. She's got a voice that's perfect for silent films. That is the greatest roast I've ever read. Almost as good as they have a face for radio. Dancing. Poor guys that responds to girls. What are you hobbies? Him. Oh, I like to dance. Parkour. Knowing car models. I find talking about cars pretty cringe. But I have a friend from high school who can tell the make, model and often the year of almost every car he sees. Blows my DN mind. What's cringe about talking about cars? It's no different than talking about sports or movies. It's just what some people are into. The more you know about cars, the less exciting they are. At least modern cars. Nowadays manufacturers build one platform with as few engine transmissions as possible and build all their models off them. When I was a kid I liked thumbing through the UK car magazines at the bookstore and see all the weird exotic stuff that was available in Europe. Now everything is global, so it's likely that strange seat or Škoda is just a decontented VW with a sleeved-down cylinder to comply with displacement insurance groups for whatever country they are sold in. I don't think car enthusiasts is a profession. Unless you're Doug DeMero, but he reviews cars for a living. Dressing in tactical equipment. SEALs wear it because they meticulously curate it and get rid of every little thing that doesn't work. Joe Policeman wears 40 pounds of bullshit because he once saw someone wear it. HL. As a boot Marine I did everything I could to reduce unnecessary bullshit. So I could carry more crayons, dip, and magazines, Maxim, stuff, and FHM of course. Now I can't get the image of a group of Marines all taking a coloring break out of my head. They are for eating boy. Y'all use crayons to eat boys? Counseling. Cosplay. Socializing. It's like art in motion when you see a pro work a room. ASMR videos. Some sound really bad. Violin. Yo-yo tricks. I've been yo-yoing for almost 4 years now. And in the beginning everyone just laughed at me. That changed. Now no one interacts with me in any way at all. But the yo-yo man just kept on yo-ing. I wanna be a yo-yo man. He cried. Make me a yo-yo man. Pole dancing. Or stripper routines in general. Ever had a so try to seduce you with a sexy dance when they can't dance? Not a fun time. From experience in a high school choir. Performing on stage. Magic. I know a decent card trick. I don't know what else to say but that yeah. Be good at Mortal Kombat games. 1, 2, 3. Whistling. Listening to people who can't get any tone or tune in their whistling is just terrible to listen to. But listening to someone who can whistle well is amazing. A great video of a world champion whistler performing the Queen of the Night's aria from the Magic Flute. It'll blow your mind how amazing whistling can be. Playing the violin. It's painful when it's played out of tune. Agreed. When I first started learning, my cat used to come and bite my ankles to try and make me stop. It takes a long time to get good. It takes about 3 years of scraping before you can really control your bow arm and stop scraping noises. Yasha Heifetz scraped sometimes but got away with it. I had a better left hand than right hand. Most violin students have more trouble with the left hand. Learning the notes and shifting positions. Left hand is something that you conceptualize in your mind. That you learn by feel and by hearing. I think everyone studying music should start on the piano. Which is what I did. I agree. Piano keyboard really makes music theory make sense for me. In a tangible, visible way. It's mechanically not as difficult as most instruments to learn the basics of playing. 2. My primary instrument is bass guitar, but I often use piano to write. Eric Andre's comedy style. Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave? Portrait paintings. YouTuber. I think it's cool that nowadays anyone can have their own TV show without having to be a pro. If anything, most of the big channels, plus 1 meter views AVG, are complete ST and cringe compared to many of the low mid-size 10K 100K views AVG channels. At Jake Paul. Makeup. Kid wearing $300 Reeboks to tryouts who can hardly dribble a basketball. All the gear and no idea. Even worse for skiing. You see some rich kids decked out in $1,000s of dollars of clothing and equipment falling all over themselves on a bunny slope. Hey, you can get that cool selfie by the slope side. Flight Reacts aka basketball legend. Shipping. After 6 years of St. Preg. Flipping from Wattpad. Fanfiction. Net. Our own archives. DeviantArt. Tumblr. Even Quotive. Writing your own fanfic. Making boards on Pinterest. From ship to ship. Age gaps. Nensha. Rule 34. And E621. It takes Maggior king of all cringe to make these people even blink. There is no such thing as good shipping. What about the shipping operations of the British Merchant Navy in World War II? Sure that now you should keep your feet on the ground lest ye not know what be good for ye. Being a Discord moderator. Parkour. Everyone in the comments of Tech Deck videos always belittle the kids doing finger skateboard. But they failed to realize a competition has grand prizes, some even thousands of dollars. I think that's because there is not much useful skill in it. Perhaps you are coordinating your fingers, but that is not much use in real life. Skateboarding actually builds coordination and is risky and impressive. So when people get excited about a kid or grown man flipping a piece of plastic like I did with twigs when I was 8 before starting to skate at 10 or so, it's a bit cringy. But a hobby is a hobby and it's not an unhealthy one. Running a fan page. I run one and it's extremely hard to stay on top of things and please everyone. Sometimes I just feel like my posts are annoying. Definitely beatboxing. I suffered severely watching a grown man spit all over himself and everyone around him. And then say, waka waka waka, while pretending to spin a disc. I feel like the amount of people that think they can beatbox and the amount of people that can actually beatbox are two very different numbers. Shuffling. Not a pro, but probably being a YouTuber. If you tell someone you are a YouTuber and only have like 20 subscribers, they might cringe a bit. But if you're a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers, you're cool. Minecraft terraforming. It's stupid hard, and if you don't know what you're doing it will look really stupid and cringe. Isn't it wild how after only playing for a little while your brain becomes so accustomed to the way generated terrain looks that you can easily spot man-made attempts at terraforming? It really is. But it's a lot of those times that it might look man-made but it's done so well it's amazing. What's Minecraft terraforming? Is that like creative mode but in steroids? Playing acoustic guitar at a party. Especially Wonderwall. Making a good movie. People often think they know how to make a film which ends up giving us movie gems like Troll 2, The Room, Samurai Cop, and anything Neil Breen has ever made. Talking cause it's so annoying when someone tries to pronounce a new word, especially if it's a newly appreciated word like YOLO or FYI. I'd imagine performing mortician-type activities for sure. It's kind of like being a doctor. They're not just gonna let you do that stuff unless they are sure you won't have an oops moment and place someone's liver wrong. Playing guitar or piano. You can't fake that and saying oh I know how to play and playing Wonderwall and then putting the guitar down is just painful to watch. Even if you have talent, you still have to practice it and love it. That goes for any instrument. Guitar and piano are the easiest to start on. One of those should be the foundational instrument for learning to read music. Other instruments can be difficult like oboe or string instruments, violin, viola, cello, string bass, and should be taken up after learning the fundamentals of sight reading and music theory. I started on piano at age 5. Took up violin at 10. Also sang in choirs and directed choirs. Trying to kill that one guy that keeps targeting you in-game. Yeah, I'm talking about you, a lone wolf. Suck a DK. Even it is weirder than cringe. I think it's the martial arts. I've done it for 8 years and I see that a lot. You definitely don't need to be a pro as long as you are doing a genuine martial art. No problem being a bit CP at BJJ or kickboxing. It's all the bullshito stuff which is sad. I think part of the problem is that martial arts aren't designed to be performative. It seems like the more performative they become. I'm thinking of people performing kata to Western music while wearing gaudy uniforms. The higher the cringe factor. Playing video games for 10 hours every day. Comedy. Oh man. Just thinking about the concept of bad stand-up made me cringe. So much worse than bad dancing or singing. Open mic comedy nights are a depressing place to be. Check out the character Bruce Chanling played by Kyle Mooney. He perfectly captures the awkwardness of bad stand-up. Link. He does his bit on SNL but it just doesn't work as well because the audience really isn't in on the joke and just feels uncomfortable. Talking smack. See the Roast Me subreddit. I can't even go to that subreddit because the attempts at comedic burns are just so cringingly awful. Parkour. Writing fiction. Anyone who dreams of writing that novel stuck in their head better start with a couple junk stories first. The annoying part is improving. There isn't much you can physically improve like in skateboarding where practicing improves overall dexterity. It's more like feeling out the right answer or throwing out a lot of ideas and writing and rewriting scenes until you think that they're good enough. As much as everyone loves to rag on it, I find writing fanfics to be good practice by my experience. I actually write for a living. Not for long. Since May 2018. And having your own blog and starting with shorter articles is the way to go. It costs some time, but almost no money, and the reputation risk is low. At least in the beginning. If you mess up, the delete button is right there. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.